How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be running some Seafoam through the Jeep here. So if you're here for the Seafoam portion of the video, what you should know about this Jeep, we just got done rebuilding it. Recently, we took it off-roading and we sank it through some water. So after that happened, we brought it home and the engine ended up looking like this, which looks pretty bad, I know. But we did get it done. We got it cleaned up. So if you're into the whole Jeep thing, I made videos on all that, so please check that out if you want to. But what I'm hoping the Seafoam is going to do is clean up any excess water residue left over that didn't get cleaned up, any gunk left over in the engine, and just give it an overall clean. So let's get to it. Got the hood open here. So Seafoam can be used a couple different ways. What we're going to do is through the throttle body. We're going to take off this intake hose here and then pour it directly into the throttle body, and it's gonna go, we're gonna fire up the engine and pour about a third of the bottle slowly into the throttle body. You'll hear it bog down a little bit, but that's completely normal. You just gotta give it time, slowly pour it in. And then once that's done, we're gonna let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, then come back. We're gonna fire it back up, hold it at about 2,000 RPMs, and that's when it should start burning off all the crap, and you'll see the white smoke coming out the back, out of the exhaust, and which is completely normal for the Seafoam. So I'll get the camera set up and we'll get the engine fired up. Alright, so we poured about a third of the bottle into the throttle body there. So now we wait about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to pour the remainder of the bottle into the fuel so it can burn off that way as I drive it. Alright guys, it's been about 15 minutes. Let's fire it up. Now we're going to hold it at about 2,000 RPMs and see what happens. Until all the smoke clears. Alright guys, so it looks like quite a bit burned off. A lot of white smoke came out, so hopefully that's a good thing. What I'm going to do now is daily drive the Jeep for the rest of the week to work and back to burn off the rest of the Seafoam that I put in the gas tank and see if that helps. And then we'll come back and we'll change the oil because we just hit about 500 miles on the rebuild. I have been driving a lot, so and plus driving to work and everything, put more miles on it. So we'll be able to change the oil, see what it looks like, because it is the first oil change after the rebuild. So yeah, see you guys at the end of the week. Alright guys, it's the end of the week here. I got the Jeep back in the shop. I think the Seafoam did its job pretty good. I definitely noticed a better driving difference from it. It just fires up a lot smoother and the engine sounds a lot healthier. So I definitely think the Seafoam helped. So now that we're back, we're going to head underneath and change the oil. Let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and crack this open, and then once it's flowing, I'm going to collect a sample there in my mason jar for science. Oh yeah. Just from looking at it now, it looks very black, but that's why we're doing this. That's enough. So I'm gonna let the oil drain out the rest of the way, and then over here, I'm gonna take a little bit of this oil, put it on my finger, see how metallic-y it is. We should be able, if there's small metal shavings, you'll see it like glisten in the light. And actually, this oil doesn't look too bad. It is very dark though, so I guess it's a little burnt, but no metal shavings or anything crazy like that, so that's always a win. Yeah, it actually, let me look again. This actually looks really good. Sweet. So like I said at the beginning of the video, this is right after our rebuild in about 500 miles, so I wasn't going to be too surprised if I saw any metal shavings, just because of new parts wearing together and everything like that. So I am happy I didn't see any metallic shavings or anything like that. So I think we're in good shape with the Jeep here. Let me take off the old filter, slap on a new one. So this time around, I'm going to be using 5 quarts of 10W30 and a quart of Lucas stabilizer. This way, it's a bit heavier, because the engine does have a little bit of a tick to it. So I'm going to see if I can suppress that a little bit using the heavier oil and the stabilizer. I actually use this in my Jeeps all the time. I just didn't the first time around just because I knew I'd be changing the oil almost right away after rebuilding it. So now that we pretty much broke it in, we're going to put in the good oil. Sealed up underneath. Now we're going to add the Lucas. Just look how thick this stuff is. Oh yeah. Got all that oil and Lucas in there. Let's see if she still ticks. Well, it still does tick, but maybe once it gets up to temperature, warms up a little bit. I don't think it sounded as bad though. I don't know, maybe I'm just hearing things. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up really for this video. This will probably actually be the last video, kind of, with this Jeep. I am actually getting ready to sell it. This was kind of the last thing I wanted to do before selling it. The reason being, I want to get some extra spending cash for this Jeep. This is my original extra. I've had this thing over 2 years. So it has a lot more sentimental value to me, even though it doesn't have a motor and trans in it right now. They're both out and needing rebuilt. So all the money from that Jeep will go right into rebuilding this engine and getting this Jeep back on the road. I'm not going to sell it as is. I want these tires. They're like brand new. I probably had them on a week before this Jeep blew up. So they're practically brand new. So I'm going to put another set of 31s I have on these wheels, and I'll probably leave all the roof stuff, give them the bumper and the winch, and I don't know, probably like 800 bucks for this thing. I mean, it runs and drives, but you know, it's an old Jeep. So that's where we're going from here. So we have that to look forward to. But if you're new to the channel, you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video.